hello again. We're coming to you live from Minnesota with one of my best friends, Doug Rarigs. He's going to help us today. We're going to make he's going to show you how to make a vegan tempeh Reuben. This part one is how to make the marinade. So before you start to assemble, you're going to have to back up a few steps. We're going to marinate the
tempeh. The tempeh, delicious.
So Doug, tell us how we're going to do this today.
So first off, we got our tempeh out here. This is Trader Joe's finest here. We've got the tempeh already cut in half here, and now we're gonna slice it lengthways so we can fit these on the sandwich a little bit better. Because sometimes if it's too thick, it doesn't really marinate great.
You get more flavor, more access to
So we're gonna slice those and lay them in a nice marinating container here. Slicing them all as even as you can lengthwise. It's not the easiest.
So tempeh is great. It's just a soybean. It's a fermented soybean, so it's considered a whole food. Has a lot of protein in it and other vitamins. So it's a delicious alternative to, what do they usually put on Reubens?
Corned beef.
Corned beef. Way more health than corned beef.
Yep.
I would say so. But still all the delicious flavor, because most of the flavor is coming from your marinade and from your spices.
So as you can see, we've laid them all out in the bottom here. And now we're ready to mix up the marinade.
All right, let's do it.
So we'll start off here. We're gonna get some of our seasoning in. We've got some garlic powder here. We're gonna just put in a teaspoon of the delicious garlic powder.
So we're doubling this, right? I think the recipe just calls for 1 tempeh block. So we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're doubling it up.
We'll double it, and we'll attach the recipe so you don't have to
Next.
remember all this.
Next up, we have the paprika. If you have a smoked paprika on hand, we'd recommend it, but we just got the regular here.
Enhances the flavor. It's all about the spice. We're spicing it up in Minnesota, guys.
Getting spicy. What is it at there? 3 degrees outside.
3.7. We started at -7, so we're really...
Next up, our onion powder here. Give it some good flavor.
And most of this stuff seems like a lot of ingredients, but you have already in your pantry, I'm sure. Except for maybe the tempeh.
Okay, and now this is what gives us a lot of flavor. This is the hickory liquid smoke.
Whoa.
Give us that good smoky flavor.
I don't know how they get that liquid smoke in the bottle, but I think it is actually from real smoke.
Delicious. Now moving on to the Worcestershire. Is that how you say it?
Worcester, I think.
Yeah,
Tomato,
something
tomato.
like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of that.
All right. I can smell it from here. Can you smell it? It's
Delicious. Now, this is the good stuff. This is the balsamic vinegar. Nice and thick, this one here we get from Olive Branch out here in Woodbury.
All right. Oh, it is thick.
Yeah, this is
A lot
good.
thicker.
Do 2 of these.
That'll coat it really nice too, and it'll stay on there. Soak right in.
All right. And then last but not least, we've got our vegetable broth here. This is gonna make it a full marinade here. So we're gonna mix that up here. Put it all in.
Whisk away.
Give it a good whisk here. Gotta use a good whisk, right?
You do.
And that's,
Mix it all together.
mix it all together.
I bet you can marinate like just regular tofu and grill it. It's probably a good marinade if you want that smoky beef. Or portobello mushrooms. Put it on there.
Yep, that smells good. All right, pour
Alright.
it on in.
I don't have one of these dishes. I feel like I need to get one. It has the ridges on the bottom so you can soak it all around.
Okay, you can see it's kind of covered it up here nicely.
You got that, Jeff? Our videographer?
Videographer.
Very good.
All right, we're gonna set this aside for a few hours and let it marinate, and then we'll be ready to do the next part, the dressing. All right.
All right, hello. We're back again for part 2 for the Reuben tempeh sandwiches. Is that the right thing? Oh, that's the right thing. This is my friend Molly Rarigs here, my best friend in Minnesota. We're visiting, and we're also showcasing her new kitchen, so catch a glimpse of that. Right now, for part 2, we're gonna make the dressing part of the sandwich. So we're already marinating the tempeh, and now we're ready for the dressing. And Molly can get the ingredients and put them in here, Molls, if you want, while we do it. It's a cashew-based cream. There's a lot of different dressings. So we're gonna do half a cup of cashews that we soaked in hot water, and you can soak it for about 30 minutes or boil water for a little bit. And then it's a half a cup of water, half a cup of cashews. She's going way fast. We're gonna put a little teaspoon of ketchup. We had tomato paste, ketchup, tomato paste, that's fine. A little ketchup on the recipe. Then we're gonna use apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons, I believe, if I can remember.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 tablespoons.
And right, we're using a recipe we found that's a little different. That was an oil.
Right, it's an oil-free
Yeah.
base. The other one that we're gonna post is not oil-free, so we mixed and matched the recipes a little bit, which I'll explain to you. It's very good, very good. So we add a little sweetness. So this recipe seems super intimidating because of all the ingredients, but you're just throwing everything into the blender. It cannot get easier than that. So that's amazing. 2 tablespoons maple syrup, or you just dump a little bit in and call it a day.
Yeah.
So really fine.
It's supposed to be a little less, but
And next we have miso. Miso is this like miracle food. Again, it's fermented soybean or it's fermented rice if you don't have soy, and it's good for your gut health. So it promotes really good bacteria in the gut, which promotes anti-inflammatory effects. It has vitamin B and E and K and gosh knows what, and it also adds, even more importantly, some flavor to your sauce. So good job putting that in there, and then we keep going. So we're gonna add our spices. So we mixed them all together already, but we put a teaspoon of each of these: onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, a little pinch of chili powder. If you're making it for the kids, you gotta be careful with that. A 1/4 teaspoon of mustard, a pinch of celery seed, a little salt and pepper, and if you just for effect, we put a little more pepper in there. And because we're making it just for grown-ups and we like fiery kick, we're gonna add a little sriracha in there. That'll be good. If it's too much, it's okay. We'll just have extra breaks. So we'll throw that in there. We don't know what this is gonna turn out like because we've never made it before, so this could be a disaster. Which I love. So we'll turn this on. We blend this first before the pickles, so it's everything except for the pickles. Oh, it's a pretty color. That's good.
Russian dressing.
So maybe you wait a few minutes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I do. Good. See if it's smooth in there. All right. Yep. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, we probably blend it a little longer, and then put our pickles in at the end, and that's really. And then blend it a little bit more. Should I do that now? I guess we'll.
You wanna
Blend it a
part?
little more. I can
Okay.
always cut this part out earlier. We don't want to screw up our dinner. Probably half past 4. It's all
I
good.
think the recipe says to use a blender. But
Yes.
you said
Oh, you can blender, food processor. I think either one, whatever you have. I think I have a little sauce in it.
Right.
I'm worried it's not smooth enough, so I keep waiting. That should be good.
Should be good.
Yeah.
Oh, looks good. Looks good.
Always drop something. Ta-da. Okay.
So we blend it again?
Yeah, we just give it a zhuzh around there.
Okay. Zhuzh.
Zhuzh it.
Should I put that in?
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. All right. Jeff, you like to get a close up of this? I hope you can do as good a job as Libby does with this. So why don't you zoom
Tough act
in
to
on
follow.
this deliciousness here? What do you
Vegan
think that's
Russian
gonna look
dressing.
awesome on our sandwiches? All right, guys, we're gonna come back to you with the assembly portion and the grilling portion.
We'll have Doug to help with that.
Yes, back with Doug. Thank you.
All right, we've marinated our tempeh here, and it looks deliciously marinated. So we're gonna grill it here on the on our pan here, about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Put these on, spread them all out. See how we do here. Oh yeah, there's the sizzle we want. And actually, once we flip them, we're actually going to use all the reserve marinade here. We're going to put that in and let that burn off. Gives a little extra good flavor. So we'll set all these out here. See if we can fit them all on. We're making enough here for 4 sandwiches. Get them all on. Oh yeah. Whoa, that marinade smells good. All right, about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, and again, make sure you put that the marinade on after you flip it. We'll let that burn off, and then we'll put them all together. All right, we've got our tempeh all grilled up here.
These look good.
Perfect timing here. We've got our toasted bread. We're going with a pumpernickel rye here. We're gonna put 2 pieces on. Here we go. Let's pick.
Like I see how you do the 2 pieces with the long bread. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
we like the long bread there.
Alright.
Set this back down. Now we get to do some fun stuff here. We've got our delicious dressing. We're gonna just put that on. You gotta go kind of hardy on this. So we'll put a bunch on.
Yep, just made out of cashews and all good stuff, so don't feel bad about
Spread that
layering
across.
that on there.
Perfect. Now we're gonna do a little sauerkraut that has some pickles in here. Again, some of our favorite from Trader Joe's. Again, pile it on.
More fermentation, so that it gives you more probiotics and really great for your gut health. So,
Yeah, let's get all that on there. Pile it up nice and tall.
like Molly was telling me earlier that she gives it to her kids. If there's a sickness going around, it really ups the immune system.
Good. We're gonna
Ooh, wow.
top that up on top. Give it a good cut right in half here.
I'm excited for this. It smells so good.
And then put that out on the plate here. Nice and drippy.
That is beautiful.
Here we go. Finished product.
Nice.
Who's ready for some tempeh Reuben? Yum.
Go. All right, Jeff, you are going to be our taste tester. We're having carrot soup and our Reubens. Let's see.
Let me give it
Moment
a
of
shot.
truth.
It looks great.
Oh, it looks really good. What do you think?
Oh man,
Oh,
that's really good.
all right. So generous. Say hi, guys.